Hello commanders, welcome back. Powerplay specific modules have been available for a while now, and today we're going to take a look at the first of these modules, which is the Cytoscrambler for Archon Delaine. Each one of the 10 available powers in the game at the moment has its own specific module, and in order to acquire it, some certain requirements have to be met first. You have to choose a power, of course, and pledge your allegiance with them. So if we are going after Archon Delaine and his Cytoscrambler, there are a couple more things we need to do. We have to achieve rating 3, and in order to do this we have to acquire at least 750 merits, but that's not enough in order to buy the Cytoscrambler and equip it on our ships. We have to be pledged with Archon Delaine for at least 4 weeks. The procedure is the same for every power, so if you want to unlock a specific module from a specific power, you have to be pledged with them for at least 4 weeks, and you have to be rating 3 by acquiring at least 750 merits. After you have acquired the specific module you were after, you can leave the power, you can defect, and you get to keep that module. So let's take a closer look at the Cytoscrambler, which is actually a unique type of a burst laser, and it comes available only in one version. The Cytoscrambler can only be used as a small weapon and as a fixed weapon. There are no other versions of this weapon. You cannot use it as the turret, you cannot use it as a gimbal, because there is no other version of it in the game. The price for the Cytoscrambler is 8,800 credits. It's not very expensive, very cheap weapon, and this is because it is only available for small hardpoints. It is a variant burst laser that is designed to damage shields specifically at the cost of little to no hull damage. And this is why the Cytoscrambler is special. It is used to take down shields, and it can be used primarily for pirating, for vessels that are good at piracy, and in general if you don't want to accidentally kill your target, all you want to do is take down their shields and steal their cargo. If we read the description, we see that this burst laser scatters each individual shot over a wide area to disrupt and destabilize shields more effectively than a concentrated attack, but is limited in range as a result. Another drawback for the Cytoscrambler is that you have to be really close to your target in order to hit them with this burst laser, but it is also very inaccurate. We can understand this from this description because it scatters each individual shot, and I'm going to show you right away what I mean. It is a nice idea, a nice concept for a weapon, but it has too many drawbacks at the moment to be considered useful. So if we want to go after this Type 7 transporter, as you can see we can't fire yet our Cytoscrambler. We have to be at around 600 meters away from it. Now let's use our weapons and see what we can do against the shields of our enemy. You can see that there is a nice effect when you are firing the Cytoscrambler, but if you are too far from your target, it's pretty much useless. You have to wait until you are really close. And because it does scatter the burst, it is a bit easy to miss your shots. Let's use it against the hull this time. We do some damage, but not enough. So we have to equip some more weapons in order to attack our targets and kill them if we want to kill them. But since the Cytoscrambler is primarily a pirate weapon, its job is to not destroy your target but to take down the shield so you can steal its cargo. If we decide to go against the smaller targets such as an eagle that are fast and agile and use our Cytoscrambler, let's see what happens. How easy it is to hit them. As you have seen, not that easy. Because of the way the Cytoscrambler works, it's very easy to miss your target. So the Cytoscrambler is a weapon that you should avoid using against smaller and more agile ships, but you should always go after bigger ships such as this Imperial Clipper. Let's get closer and stay close to it. Let's use our Cytoscrambler now. We're really close. In that way we can hit our target all the time without worrying about missing.
Target shields offline.
It is very important to stay as close as possible, and this is why the Cytoscrambler is also good to be used with a ship with high maneuverability, such as the Diamondback Scout I'm using.
Under attack.
It is clear that the Cytoscrambler is not the best weapon to use pure for combat and bounty hunting unless you have enough extra weapons to compensate for the loss in firepower. The only and the best way to use this weapon, this unique type of burst laser effectively, is by doing piracy. But what is the best ship for piracy? What is the best ship to use this Cytoscrambler? Obviously any ship with small hardpoints can be equipped with a Cytoscrambler, such as the Diamondback Scout I was using before, but we have some certain problems with the Diamondback Scout. It doesn't have enough internal compartments to equip all the necessary modules for piracy and still have a decent cargo capacity, and that makes it not a good ship for the Cytoscrambler, although it has some very good hardpoints. The placement of the hardpoint is perfect to equip it with fixed weapons such as the Cytoscrambler. And the same problem we have with the Viper, great placement of the hardpoints. We can use Cytoscramblers as fixed weapons effectively, but not enough space for a decent cargo capacity while having all the necessary modules for piracy. The other seems to be a nice option, since we can have a couple of Cytoscramblers and a bit better cargo capacity, 4 more extra cargo than the other two options, the Diamondback Scout and the Viper, but because of the hardpoints we are going to lose some serious firepower, and maybe it's not the best to have another in order to utilize the Cytoscrambler for piracy. I'm not even gonna talk about the Sidewinder or the Eagle, they are not a good option for this weapon. So it seems that our best option for this weapon is the Cobra, since it has 2 small hardpoints and enough internal compartments to equip all the necessary modules for piracy and still have a decent cargo capacity to perform this activity. With the current loadout we have 36 tons of cargo capacity, and we can increase this with some minor modifications on the loadout. But the Cobra has one major drawback, and that is of course the horrible placement of the 2 small hardpoints. In order to use any weapon effectively on these hardpoints, you have to equip their gimbal version, and since the Cytoscrambler doesn't have any gimbal version, it is only available as a fixed weapon, then we cannot say that the Cobra will be perfect for using this weapon. Our best option to use the Cytoscrambler seems to be the Asp Explorer for a number of reasons, such as the fact that it has 6 hardpoints, and that means that we can equip 2 Cytoscramblers and 4 extra weapons in order to deal enough damage and not worry about any loss in firepower. The placement of the hardpoints is excellent, we can use fixed weapons effectively on this ship, and of course it has enough power and internal compartments to equip it with all the necessary modules for piracy and still have a decent cargo capacity, a very good cargo capacity of 48 tons with this certain loadout. Also the Asp Explorer is the perfect ship not only for piracy but also for pure combat, and with some adjustments on the loadout we can, for example, remove some cargo racks and add the better shield cell bank or more shield cell bank, and we can go out there and try our loadout with 2 Cytoscramblers, or we can do some more combinations. We can go with a split loadout, 3 Cytoscramblers and 3 weapons that can deal damage to the hull of our targets, or we can go with 4 Cytoscramblers and try to take down the shields of our target, which should be trading vessels if we are going and perform piracy, as fast as possible. So let's go ahead and use our Asp Explorer with this loadout with 2 Cytoscramblers against this expert Python. There we go, let's start firing at it. We have to be really close in order to not miss any of our shots with the Cytoscrambler. Shields are down, and now let's finish with our multi-cannons. Enough firepower to take down big ships, big targets such as this Python, and the multi-cannons are an excellent weapon system. So easy. And here is our next target. Let's take down its shield first. see what we can do, how fast we can kill him with our multi-cannons. Shields are going down fast. The good thing with this combination is that we can use them together, take down the shields of pretty much everything. And of course later we can continue firing with the multi-cannons in order to destroy our targets. And one more Python. Let's assist in its destruction.
Target shields offline. Under attack.
It is clear that in order to use the Cytoscrambler effectively, we should equip it on an Asp Explorer, but it is also clear that we could replace the Cytoscrambler with any other weapon of our choice and have the same or better results. Although it is a nice idea for a weapon, there are some drawbacks that the Cytoscrambler has, such as the short range, the inaccuracy, and of course the fact that it is available only as a fixed weapon that make it pretty much useless. You could go after this weapon if you would like to use it for certain situations, but in general it does not worth the investment, it does not worth the time you will have to spend pledged into the power, Archon Delaine more specifically, in order to acquire it. This was the Cytoscrambler. Thank you very much for joining me watching this video. I'm Squid of Love, fly safe commanders, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.